Phoebe is the newest spectral rectifier using Resonator. She is also the first Resonator to have a negative effect status fit into her kit, other than Spectral Rover. To start with, her Forte circuit revolves around two different stances, Absolution and Confession. And there are two different meters we need to be wary of, Prayer and Divine Voice. Prayer is this orange bar at the bottom here. It loads up automatically, about 5 prayer every second. And on top of that is Divine Voice. Divine Voice is the energy we will use to do our special attacks within our Absolution or Confession state. So Absolution is going to be the stance where we deal the most damage. And to get into it, you have to hold down basic attack. And Confession, you need to hold down Resonance skill to get into that stance. And what it does, it allows us to exploit Spectral Frazzle better. So it'll allow us to use Liberation and Outro to manipulate Spectral Frazzle. Liberation will just apply 8. Outro amplifies Spectral Fragile damage for the Resonator on the field. So we'll talk about that in a bit. Let's talk about how she plays. So when you get onto Phoebe, you will notice the basic attack and the resonance skill. Where I'll move myself over here. You'll notice that the basic attack and the resonance skill is glowing yellow and blue. That means you can either hold either one of them down to get into whichever state you want to do. For example, if we hold down basic attack, it'll do an attack, and now we are in the Absolution state. And as you can see, Divine Voice is fully filled up, and as you can see, Prayer is automatically being filled. So Divine Voice only fills up once you go into a state. So you don't need to worry about building up a different special meter for it. It'll automatically do it for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So
Today will be a fine day.
I am going to be talking about how to play Phoebe as primarily a main DPS. So we will most likely never go into the Confession state, ever. And the reason why is because we will be using Spectral Rover to be applying Spectral Frazzle for us. Spectral Rover can put on so much Spectral Frazzle, like 6, 8, probably like 10 stacks. I don't know, give or take. But she is the best partner for Phoebe currently. The rotation goes, you start with probably Rover, then you go to your second support, and then you go straight into Phoebe. You get into Phoebe, you hold down basic, you go into Absolution State, okay? After that, her rotation is very, very simple. You just need to intro with Phoebe, use her skill, puts down this lovely ring. If you don't know, if you're outside of the ring and you press skill again, it'll teleport her in. Very cool. And then once you're in there, you just do your basic attack, 3, and then hold down basic attack. The only way you can start using Divine Voice is after basic attack 3 or a dodge counter. You see how basic attack isn't glowing right now? If we do 3 basic attacks, bam, it glows. That means you can hold it down now, do that attack that uses Divine Voice, and then rinse and repeat. You keep doing that. Go, 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 go. Use up Divine Voice. And at that point, your concerto should be filled up, and then you would switch out to your Rover. Okay? That's pretty much it. That is all. I assumed Phoebe was going to be super complex because I freaked myself out looking at her Forte description list, the fact that she has 2 stances. I assumed we had to switch back and forth, but we don't. You can if you want, if you really want to like go hardcore about it, but you don't need to. That is the basics of Phoebe. Very easy character to play. You just need to set her up. Special thing about the ring, you already know about the teleport, but if you're outside the ring and you attack an enemy, it will do an AoE attack inside the ring and then pull enemies into the center, which is pretty cool. So let's look at an example of how this will work. Phoebe, we're gonna do Rover first. I'm not gonna use by Z. Don't need to for this example. So Rover, if I remember how to play her. Rover, you just need to fill up a forte. She applies stacks with diminutive sound, her forte meter. Get in Phoebe, hold down basic, skill. Bam, bam, bam. Then hold, bam, bam, bam. Hold again. As you see, the Divine Voice is being used up. And then, I pretty much messed up my rotation, but, you know, you live and you learn. So that wasn't the best. That wasn't the best. I want to do it again. Roll it back. So when you get into Phoebe, skill, and then liberation, and then attack.
Hopefully this helps.
Whoa.
Sentinel protects me. Silence. Together we stand.
Liberation.
Dark forces approach. Be on guard.
Ah, yeah.
Swift and resolute. Moment of resonance.
Yeah. I'm not the best. I'm still learning. But that is pretty much how you would play Phoebe. Very easy. You're spamming basic attack. You're going to be building her around basic attack. And yeah, that's Phoebe. So let's talk about her gear recommendations. Luminous Hymn will be her best in slot. Increases attack, crit rate main stat, deals damage to target Spectral Frazzle, will increase her basic attack and heavy attack damage by 14%. Very good. On top of that, casting Outro will amplify Spectral Frazzle damage on targets around the active resonator by 30% for 30 seconds. So if you're fast enough, you get through Rover and get back to Phoebe, it will still be active and she can take advantage of that. So yes, Wuthering Waves is all about timing and how fast you can get your rotations and your concertos out. Other weapons I would recommend, we do have Cosmic Ripple. It's fine. Augment, a 4-star weapon at dupe 5, then I would probably use that instead. But both of those options are fine. There's also a very good free-to-play option, Ocean's Gift, which is the weapon you'll get during the fishing minigame. Very free-to-play weapon. Buffs spectral damage by quite a bit, so it's not too bad. And if you don't have any other options, you can go with that. Echo Set's Eternal Radiance is going to be her best in slot. You'll be using Nightmare Morning Ikes as the forecast in the first slot. It deals a ton of spectral damage, especially to targets inflicted with Spectral Frazzle. Plus, it gives an extra 12% spectral damage bonus. Stats, 4 cost crit damage or crit rate, 3 cost spectral damage, 1 cost attack percent. Substats, energy regen. You don't really need it, but however much you want. Crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, most important. Then flat attack and heavy attack damage, if you can find it. Teams, Spectral Rover, obviously, best teammate, inflicts a lot of Spectral Frazzle stacks. And if you have her on the Rejuvenating Glow set, you can fully support Phoebe with Rover. Sanhua, 3rd slot, is a good choice. Buffs basic attack damage. You would use her right after Rover and hopefully quickly get her concerto up to get straight into Phoebe so you don't lose any more Spectral Frazzle stacks. I would put Moonlit Clouds on her to buff Phoebe even more. Definitely start with Rover, inflict all the frazzles you can, outro to Sanhua as fast as you can, outro to Phoebe, and put her into Absolution State to absolutely, literally destroy the enemies. Phoebe is great. She is a very good character. Spectral Frazzle Effect is a neat mechanic. She's great. This is literally card capture Sakura in Wuthering Waves. The way that she bonks people with her staff. Crazy. Anyways, I think that's all I got. Let me know in the comments below if you're pulling for Phoebe, how you playing Phoebe, what teams you're putting her in. If I got something wrong, let me know. Are you somehow able to change stances in between? Are you using her confession state instead? A lot of things to talk about. Let me know. I would personally use only Absolution. I think that's the best use for her. But you can probably do confession somehow. Yeah, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one.
甘い甘いおとぎの国君と会えた歪んだ世界幸せでも